Welcome back, and let's take you straight to news on the go coming out of the country's capital. Hawks head Godfrey Lebeya currently giving a media briefing on the elite crime fighting unit's performance and key achievements in the last quarter. Let's listen in.
Preliminary investigation revealed that the transfer was a response to an advertisement for an appeal for financial activities with regard to the weapons. So the case itself came before the magistrate court on the 6th of January 2025, and the accused is out on 30,000 rand bail and will be back on court on the 30th of June 2025. In case number 4, another July 2021 arrest suspect to appear in court. That happened in KwaZulu-Natal. The Honorable Madam Duduzile Zumasambudla, the Member of Parliament, handed herself over at Durban Central Police Station on the 30th of January 2025, where she was arrested and processed. The arrest is as a result of the meticulous investigation by the Durban Crimes Against the State units of the Serious Organized Crime Investigation. This follows the unrest that brought the country to a standstill in 2021. Madam Zumasambudla appeared in the Durban Magistrate Court on the 30th of January on charges of contravention of the protection of constitutional democracy against terrorists and terror-related activities, POCDATARA, and incitement to commit violence. The ongoing prosecution-guided investigation brings to, so far, 69 arrests and 1 conviction in relation to the July unrest. The matter has now been postponed to the 14th of August 2025 for pre-trial conference. Legal practitioners is another category. As indicated before, legal practitioners are officers of court whose profession is that of honor. It is important that our learned colleagues should continue to maintain the decorum of this great profession. They must be exemplary to upholding jurists and jealously insulate the image of this profession. Those who betray that trust need to take full responsibility, and the Legal Practice Council should continue to police those who breach professional ethics. It should ensure that all legal practitioners observe a settled expectation of human rights, the highest possible degree of good faith in dealing with client during submissions, representation to client, so that they are accurate, honest, and frank. It is comforting that prosecutors, the defense, and the presiding officers who deal with these matters are jurists in good standing. I shall cite 2 examples in this regard. Case number 5, a member of parliament handed himself over to the Hawks on allegations of theft and money laundering. This happened in the Western Cape. On the 28th of February 2025, Prince Adil Nchabeleni, a member of parliament, handed himself over to the Hawks for his alleged involvement in theft and money laundering. This follows after an ongoing investigation by the Belleville Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Team. It was alleged that Jadu and associates submitted a claim on the estate of the late Mr. J.M. Stein, amounting to 3,957,000 rand, which was paid into the estate bank account. An attorney named Keshika Naidu of Jadu Associate had control over the estate of this Mr. J.M. Stein. Investigation revealed that there were further payments made from the estate of the deceased to Mr. Stein to Jadu and Associate and other business entities Investigation by the Hawks revealed that Naidu, who is accused number one in this matter, is linked to fraud with a potential loss of approximately 3.9 million rands. Hawks have since arrested Naidu in October 2024, and she's currently out on 50,000 rand bail and will appeared again on the 1st of April. In further investigation, it revealed that the director Wandile Tlongwane also received some payment of more than 3 million rand from the estate of the deceased bank account. Tlongwane was arrested on the 16th of January 2025. Investigation revealed that the proceeds of crime was paid into the bank account of the accused persons. Accused number 3 is Zanele Dlamini, appeared in the Johannesburg Magistrate Court on the 24th of February, and the case along a co-accused in Chabelin, who was arrested by the Hawks on the 28th of February for in relation to 510,000 rand that was paid into his business account. All the accused will return to court on the 27th of June 2025. In a separate case, a firm of attorneys and made undue monthly payments to Roberto Small, a legal advisor employed by Regent Insurance. In this regard, the accused persons whose names will be appearing in the report have been arrested and secured before court. The case of this individual is postponed to the 2nd of July 2025. Coming to corruption matters, corruption continues to pose a challenge in the country, and the Directorate shall respond without fear, favor, or prejudice. I shall cite examples of 8 cases in this regard. In the first one, case number 6, the former Minister of State Security charged de novo. This happened in the Western Cape province. During September to October 2017, the accused, the former Minister of State Security Agency, Advocate Bongani Thomas Bongo, is alleged to have approached a member of the Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprise, who is also an advocate, to arrange a meeting to prevent the next sitting where the ESCOM board was to account. He requested that the member may indicate his price. Bongo was first arrested on the 21st of November 2019 and acquitted on the 26th of February 2021 by the then Judge President of the Western Cape Division of the High Court in terms of Section 174 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977. On the 6th of May 2024, the Supreme Court of Appeal set aside the ruling of the Western Cape High Court judgment and instructed the matter be remitted for trial de novo before a differently constituted court. On the 4th of February 2025, Advocate Bongo was rearrested for the same corruption case. He appeared in Cape Town Magistrate Court, where he was granted 5,000 rand bail, and the case was postponed to the 4th of March 2025, and it is now postponed to the 27th of May 2027. A plea of atrophos acquis shall not be available in this regard. Case number 7, Senior Hawks officer arrested for corruption. This happened in Gauteng province. On the 14th of January 2022, it was alleged that a Brigadier Mapome Mohajani, a doctor who is a section head of the policy standard at head office of the DPCI, allegedly approached a police colonel and requested assistance in helping a councillor who was facing a criminal investigation. The complainant, who was an investigating officer on the case, was promised tenders and future favors in exchange for his assistant. The senior officer further allegedly offered to use his connections at the police head office to secure a promotion for the complainant if he supported him. On the 15th of January 2025, the officer was arrested for attempting to influence a police investigating officer in a case against a councillor in one of the regions in Limpopo and charged with corruption. He appeared in the Vila Vila Magistrate Court on the same day and was granted 10,000 rand bail. He appeared again on the 26th of March and the case was postponed to the 23rd of May 2025. A departmental case is on course. While appreciating that we are all innocent until proven otherwise, the Hawks remain committed to upholding the law and maintaining the highest standards of integrity and accountability. No one, regardless of their position or rank within the Directorate, will be allowed to undermine our core values and trust the public places in us. In a separate case, the Hawks arrested a former Hawks officer, Captain Susanna Jacoba Meller, who was an investigator at the West Rand Serious Organized Crime Investigation in Gauteng. She appeared in court for the disappearance of 30,000 rand cash in exhibits, as well as receiving 10,000 from a suspect in a case in a possible romantic relationship. The case was postponed to the 14th of February 2025, then the 7th of April. Now it is postponed to today. In case number 8, the Hawks respond decisively in a high-profile theft case at crime intelligence offices. This happened in the Eastern Cape. On the 10th of January 2025, an unknown man allegedly entered the offices of crime intelligence claiming to be visiting Miss August, who is an employee. Further reports indicate that once the alleged male suspect gained access, he reportedly revealed a firearm and handed Miss August a school bag, allegedly demanding money. He allegedly left with 1 million after Miss August complied. The matter was referred to the Hawks investigation team, which resulted in the arrest of Miss August, who has since been charged with theft. The matter is currently remanded to the 24th of June 2025. In the next case, case number 9, Hawks strike blow against 8 million education corruption racket. This happened in KwaZulu-Natal province. On the 15th of January 2025, the Ntuzuma Regional Court handed down significant sentence for Susanna Amieta Dadatin, Pradeep Dadatin, and Mohammed Saliem for their roles in an extensive procurement fraud scheme within KwaZulu-Natal Department of Education. Susanna Dadatin, a deputy director at the department, was found guilty of 11 counts of fraud and sentenced to 6 years direct imprisonment. The court determined that Susanna Dadatin had exploited her position within the Department of Education to engineer fraudulent procurement practices by preparing and submitting multiple quotations from close corporations under her control, giving false impression of a competitive bidding process. In doing so, she manipulated the department into awarding contracts to her entities, resulting in 8,110,000 loss. Susanna's husband, Pradeep Dadatin, was also convicted on 11 counts of fraud, having conspired with his wife, and he was sentenced to 6 years direct imprisonment, whereas Mohammed Saliem was sentenced to 18 months imprisonment, as well as on 2 counts of fraud. In case number 10, former DAF CFO sentenced for corruption. This happened in the Western Cape province. In 2017, an alleged irregular tender was awarded to a service provider, Wiljaro, by Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, to a service provider of transportation, processing, as well as selling of sophisticated abalone and shark fins. In this regard, Jagopa Tlazwayo promised to award a tender of 10.8 million or 30-ton abalone to one of the competitors in exchange for the chief executive officer of this company not pursuing a civil case against the department. The matter was then referred to the Hawks Serious Investigation Team for further investigation. This culminated in the arrest, and on the 20th of February 2025, Tlazwayo was sentenced to 6 years direct imprisonment, of which 2 years is suspended for 5 years on condition that is not convicted for similar cases of corruption. He will serve 4 years direct imprisonment, and he has also been declared unfit to possess a firearm. In case number 11, traffic examiners arrested in Limpopo. This happened in 2021 when the investigation was initiated, where officials and testing station managers were issuing learners and driver's license without following proper procedures in return for gratification. This matter was reported to the Hawks Serious Corruption Investigation based in Bulugwane, which conducted the investigation. The joint investigation was launched, and indeed a number of suspects was arrested, and the matter referred to the National Prosecuting Authority. Based on this operation, at least 24 suspects were arrested in 3 areas that were visited, that is Lephalale, Tabazimbi, and the Belabela, between the 7th of February 2025 and the 12th of February 2025. 11 accused persons whose names I will not be reading, starting from Fraser, Dennis and others, were granted bail of 8,000, and the matter was postponed to the 28th of May 2025 for further investigation. The 8 others, starting from Silo Takadi, were also arrested, and their matter is postponed to the 3rd of June 2025. They have been granted 3,000 rand bail, and the last batch of 5 accused has also been arrested, and the matter is postponed to the 10th of June 2025. They were granted 10,000 rand bail each. In case number 12, 7 traffic officials were sentenced on 51 counts of fraud. This again happened in Limpopo. This emanates from the October 2019 Anti-Corruption Unit investigation of the Road Traffic Management Corporation, RTMC, which received complaints of a number of unroadworthy vehicles that were impounded in other provinces, Mpumalanga, where the certificate were issued in Lephalale, Limpopo province. Based on that, investigation were conducted, which resulted in the arrest of a number of suspects. On the 29th of January 2025, 7 accused persons, starting from Peter Frederick Francois Goethe and others, were appearing in the Specialized Commercial Crime Court sitting in Bulugwane, facing 51 counts of fraud, and they were sentenced to 20,000 rand or 5 years imprisonment. So the list of the individuals will be appearing on the written report. In case number 13, former farm executive arrested for 4.9 million corruption. This happened in the Northwest Province. Between 2019 and 2022, Jan Anthony van der Nest, 56 years, was employed by Rainbow Farms as an agricultural executive. The establishment relied on outsourcing external services provided to supply coal in order for the venture to be effective in dealing with the chicken laying and rearing operations. Van der Nest used his position to influence the issuance of contract to companies that he knows he have got close relationship with. As a result, fraudulent activities of claims were processed to an amount of 134 incidents where an amount of 4.9 million rand had to be paid to the bank account of those who are associated with him. On the 21st of January 2025, Johan Buitendag, his company, were also visited and approached as an accomplice. The matter was postponed to the 12th of May 2024 for the duo, that is the two individuals, Van der Nest and Buitendag, who are facing 134 counts of corruption and related offenses. In case number 14, 3 gang members share 3 life imprisonment sentences, plus an additional 6 years imprisonment. This happened in the Western Cape province. On the 30th of May 2020, a shooting incident took place approximately 10 o'clock in Steenberg, Lavender Hill, where members of gang Flaka Kids and the other one were shooting at each other from Junkie Funky Kids. And as a result, some individuals were arrested because Achmat succumbed to his injuries. The Serious Organized Crime Investigation investigated this matter, and the trio were arrested through tracing operation by involving the Hawks and the National Intervention Unit. On the 7th of August 2024, the trio were convicted, and on the 20th of January 2025, the Western Cape Division of the High Court of South Africa, sitting in Cape Town, sentenced Gafoor, Solomons and Cedras the Tree for murder of Gafoor and possession of a licensed firearm as well as possession of unlawful ammunition. The convicts were each sentenced to life imprisonment for murder, 15 years imprisonment for the 3 unlicensed firearms, as well as 5 years imprisonment for possession of ammunition. The sentences will run concurrently. In case number 15, joint police team bust suspect for possession of abalone worth more than 4.4 million rands. This happened in the Eastern Cape. On the 2nd of January 2025, a joint team made by the Tebea Serious Organized Crime Investigation of the Hawks and the Local Criminal Record Center and the Dark Water Operations and the Marine Life Control members received information of illegal poaching of abalone and conducted the operation. The team responded, and two foreign nationals, Wang Runwu and Fang Yangwen, who were inside the drying plant, as well as the other individual, were arrested. That is where abalone, 10,510 wet ones, and the 1,061 kilogram of dry one worth more than 4.4 million were seized. The duo were arrested and the equipments were seized, and the suspect appeared in court on the 6th of January. The matter is now postponed to the 4th of June 2025. In a separate incident on the 4th of February 2025, two Ghanaians, David Gima and Victor Kwame, were arrested in Eastleigh, Gauteng for abalone worth more than 2.4 million rands, also as well as the equipments. Their matter is postponed to the 7th of June 2025. Coming to trafficking in persons. Trafficking in persons is criminalized in terms of the Prevention and Combating of Trafficking in Persons Act of 2013. This statute domesticated the United Nations Convention.
All right, it's just gone 11 o'clock Central African time. This is the agenda, and we're watching, as always, the day's big developing stories, and two of them are on your screen at the moment. On the left-hand side of your screen, the head of the Hawks is outlining their major milestones and achievements over the past quarter of the financial year, and this is essentially a report back on some of the big cases they've watched, including the one involving arrests related to the July unrest. We're now told 91 arrests have been made and there's been one conviction. But in other matters, a senior police officer who's accused of using his powers to try and influence an investigating officer who is probing a councillor has been arrested, essentially for corruption. But on the right-hand side of your screen is the funeral of one of the three police officers from the Free State whose bodies was discovered at the Henops River in Centurion. Her name is Boipelo Sinoge. She is being laid to rest today at the Anglican Church in Bloemfontein, and it's an official provincial funeral, which means that that comes with certain honors, if you like. We've heard from the police minister who's spoken about the prevalence of crime and who's used his address at the funeral essentially to try and urge the men in blue who are part of the guard of honor there to stay the course, despite how chilling, of course, the story has been. Sinoge, as well as two other of her colleagues, had been deployed to Limpopo from Bloemfontein as part of Operation Valumkoti, we're told, but somewhere along the line something went horribly wrong, and that's when their bodies were ultimately found in the Henops River days before the car that they were traveling in. We're going to continue beaming some of those live visuals to you from Bloemfontein, but let's continue listening in to the Hawks head as he outlines their major achievements in the past quarter, live from Pretoria.
He was also declared unfit to possess a firearm. Ms. Abraham was sentenced to pay a fine of 10,000 rand or serve 2 years imprisonment, whereas the other Nigerian national was acquitted. Kidnapping and demand for ransom. Kidnapping and demand for ransom is a phenomenon that is currently threatening the well-being of innocent people. 24 cases were reported to the Hawks during the period of review. 35 arrests consisting of 28 South Africans, 7 foreign nationals are affected. I shall cite only 5 examples in this regard. Case number 17. Foreigners arrested for kidnapping a 9-year-old girl. This happened in the Eastern Cape province. On the 4th of February 2025, a 9-year-old girl was allegedly kidnapped by an unknown suspect while returning from school in Buffalo Flats. She was accosted by the assailant using a grey Toyota Corolla. A massive breakthrough was made by a joint team of the Hawks Kidnapping Task Team in the East London, as well as the Public Order Police in East London, the Flying Squad. A Pakistani national, Ahmed Ali, Mozambican James Maposa, Mozambican Jose Jane, and a Mosotho Londo Mapuku were arrested. In the early hours of the 12th of February 2025, the victim was released unharmed near a Biba police station. The accused appeared in East London Magistrate Court, and so far the matter is postponed to the 16th of May 2025 for further bail application. In a separate case, on the 1st of February 2025, Naeem Zara, a Pakistani businessman, was kidnapped in Grafrinet, Eastern Cape, and the case was opened and investigated. A Pakistani national, Mubin Ahmed, a former police constable, Victor Zodetsi, and another police constable, former police constable, Masikole Dube, both previously based at Philippe in the Western Cape, were arrested in Everton, Howden, where they were guarding this victim. Michael Modise was arrested in Benoni with two other Pakistani nationals, Mobin Sindhi and Mohammed Musa. So the case is currently postponed to the 21st to the 22nd May 2025 for bail application. The public is cautioned against reporting false cases. In the case of Nomase Simajwede of Kaelisha, she reported that her 2-year-old daughter was kidnapped, where a cell phone and cash were also taken by 8 men. The following day, she was arrested for perjury and defeating the ends of justice, since her daughter was safe where she took her to with the intention to tarnish the image of someone else. She appeared in Blue Downs Magistrate Court on the 31st of March 2025, and the case is postponed to the 29th of May 2025. In the 6th of June 2024, kidnapping of 2 individuals in Engobo, and Tika Charlie 38 and a professional assistant nurse, as well as Mpumelelo Nyosi, are charged with kidnapping. The matter is postponed to the 25th of May 2025 at Engobo Magistrate Court. In the 9th of January 2025, kidnapping of 2 boys, Aviwe Nanto 28, in the kidnapping of 2 boys, Aviwe Nanto and Sivuile Somani, were arrested and granted 1,000 rand bail each. The matter is postponed to the 14th of May 2025 in the Banza Magistrate Court. Serious commercial crime. Case number 18. 20 security officers appear in court for possession of fraudulent firearm competency certificate. This happened in Mpumalanga. A firearm certificate are required by law to certify that individuals are properly trained and qualified to handle firearms safely and responsibly. Investigation by the Hawks in Nelspruit serious corruption investigation, as well as PCMC with the assistance of private security company, led to the summoning of 20 security personnel who fraudulently obtained certificate, whereas they did not qualify to have same. Their names are listed from Tulani Mdwande, and the first group of these were summoned on the 17th, while the second group was summoned on the 24th of January, and the sixth appeared on the 31st of January. So the matter is postponed to the 12th of May 2025 to the 2nd of June 2025. They will be hearing them differently. In case number 19, three apprehended for possession of SASSA cards. This happened in Gauteng province. On the 8th of January 2025, the law enforcement team comprising of the Hawk Serious Commercial Crime Investigation, the EMPD, acted on reliable intelligence and spotted a vehicle with 3 occupants at Endulweni in Tembisa. The vehicle was stopped and 249 South African Social Security Agency cards were found. The occupants, Donald Zwane, Innocent Shabalala, and Tabolanga, who provided conflicting accounts of this position, were arrested. And the individuals were released on bail, and the matter is postponed to today. In the next case, case number 20, the Hawks nabbed suspect in 810 million fraud against JSE Trust. This happened in January 2021. Pakama Magubani, 48 years old, accompanied by Wandile Jeki Malinga, 42, and Clement Ntlatamakanya, attempted to fraudulently change the signatories on the JSE Trust Limited bank account. The attempt was thwarted before any funds could be transferred out of that, averting the potential 810,609,571,085 cents. A case of fraud was reported to Durban Central, which was investigated by the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation, which resulted in the arrest on the 21st of January, where they appeared at Durban. The case is to return to court on the 24th of June 2025. In the case number 21, fleet manager and partner arrested for 16 million fraud. This happened in KwaZulu-Natal. In this regard, from August 2021 to May 2022, Rudolf Stefanos Matheson, who had served as the fleet manager for NIDA Transport, allegedly defrauded his employer through an intricate scheme involving business partner of his, Ujubane Balk. The company submitted 35 fraudulent invoices worth 16,126,000, directing payments for goods and services into the personal account controlled by Matheson. In the scheme of things, the company lost, and the suspects were arrested. And on the 11th of February, an additional suspect, Johan Klein, was also arrested and appeared in court on the 12th of February. And the case is currently postponed to the 30th of July 2025 at Newcastle Magistrate Court. In case number 22, illegal SIM card manufacturing equipment seized, and the accused is remanded in custody. This happened in Gauteng province. On the 29th of January 2025, the Johannesburg-based Hawk Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Unit, in collaboration with Crime Intelligence, arrested Yusuf Adan Hassan, 27 years, a Kenyan national, for forgery, fraud, and other related charges. This was based on information received about this person, who was in possession of 2 SIM cards, manufacturing equipment, and thousands of SIM cards for various mobile networks. A case was registered with the Johannesburg Central Police Station. This individual was charged for cyber-related forgery and contravening the section of the Regulation of Interception and Communication and the Provision of Communication-Related Information Act, RICA 70 of 2002, as well as the contravention of the Electronic Communication and Transaction Act 25 of 2002. He was further charged with the Immigration Act of 2002. A subsequent search of Hassan's residence in Mayfair led to the discovery of additional illegal items, including 2 more SIM cards, manufacturing machines, and a desktop computer, as well as large quantities of SIM cards. The total value of seized equipment is estimated to be 650,000 rand. Hassan made his first appearance in the Magistrate Court on the 31st of May 2025, and the matter is now postponed to the 15th of May 2025. In case number 23, suspects arrested for cybercrime targeting ATMs. This happened in the Eastern Cape province. On the 15th of March 2025, the East London-based Serious Organized Crime Investigation Team were alerted about criminals who were allegedly using specialized software to withdraw cash illegally from the auto teller machine serviced by Fidelity Card Solution. It is reported that the suspect would disguise themselves as Fidelity Services security guards armed with rifles to create a legitimate impression that they are servicing the machines. More than 7 million rands cash has been withdrawn. On the 17th of March 2025, a team of the Hawks, together with Petty Visible Police in Cape Crime Intelligence and the SABC Commercial Crime in the Western Cape, arrested Mungameli Tom and Skumbuzo Honono, who were allegedly behind a series of these criminal activities in the Western Cape. The duo was intercepted in Neabedi, and a laptop used in the commission of the crime was seized. The duo have now been remanded, and the case is to come again on the 16th of May 2025. The South African Revenue Service related cases. Amongst successes achieved in this quarter are 78 arrests and 37 convictions for tax-related offenses. I shall cite only one case as an example of these successes. Case number 24, accountant convicted for tax fraud. This happened in the Free State province. Between 2018 and 2022, Jessica Marieka Janse van Nieuwenhuis, who was responsible for bookkeeping.
All right, at 18 minutes after 11 o'clock, once again, Hawks head Godfrey Libia painstakingly going through each and every single one of the quote-unquote major cases that they've dealt with in the last quarter, and as you can see, it's quite a long list, but he is touching on a wide range of crimes that are essentially being committed, from arrests in relation to the July unrest to senior police officers accused of using their powers to promise promotions and influence investigating officers, even to farming execs who've been arrested for cases that are worth about multi-million rand cases, I should say, that are connected to corruption. So we'll try listening into that for you throughout the course of the morning, get you a sense of some of the salient points that emerge from the rest of that briefing.